Good morning. So I want to jump in here real quick and talk about maximizing at the level you're in. I get a lot of questions, concerns from people from rookie firefighter all the way on up, and a lot of it is frustrations they're dealing with. We've all got frustrations, right? But are you doing everything you can in the position that you are? I've heard this phrase. I think I've talked about before, where someone said, "Well, I'll get my shit right when they get theirs right." I think that's just a pathetic response to anything, because that's a cop-out, right? So we got to ask ourselves, are we doing everything that we can if we're a firefighter, driver, company officer, chief officer, are we doing everything that we can to help make the best of the situation that we're in? Because there's things outside our control. And those frustrations you may be having are when you're starting to concern yourself over things outside your control. One of my guys has been hurt, and he was talking to me about something going on with our admin and how they're going to put a new class together. And I told him, I said, if that's what that chief officer wants to do, I said, that's not my wheelhouse to worry about. I have my own thoughts with it, but it doesn't matter. That's, we get wrapped up into how we want things to be instead of how are they actually being, and help out with that. So are you doing everything you can in the position that you have to make things better? Worrying about what you can control, right? Because people aren't always going to have the same vision that you do. So it, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, it may take you making that choice to rise up to those positions. Things got dramatically different, and I consider better once I made company officer to make the firehouse that I wanted to have. I still did things as a firefighter and engineer, but it really got to the point where I liked it when I got in that position. So it's easy to sit back. It's great to sit back and just do the fun stuff. But you have to ask yourself, if you're going to sit back, who's going to take those spots? I had a battalion chief, we talked about it, if not you, then who? If you're not going to do it, then you have to be ready to take what happens to you with that. You might not like the training that comes out, or a new operational policy, or a decision that's made. But guess what? If you really want to make that impact, you might have to go to that level, take that position, promote to it, get the education that you need. And it's not always the answer we want. We want everything to be perfect, right? Hey, I want to stay in this position and everything will be great. It's not always the case, right? So that being said, guys, keep that to heart. Don't let stuff get you down, because not everything's going to meet our expectations of what we want. But that may just be that sign that you're looking for to maybe go on to that next position, take on that new role, and make it the way you want it to be. Always try to influence those above you and those below you, but you can only do so much, right? I've gotten better at that, is realizing, hey, this is outside my control. I'm going to try, but how much effort can I really put forth to try to influence that position when I'm not around it? I can't control what happens at other fire stations or other shifts on my department. I can just have mine, and I can talk guys, put training out, but that's about it for it, right? So that's all I got for you. I just I answered a couple emails recently, and that conversation came up, and just remember that it might take you taking on those positions. I've heard this saying before: fall forward, right? Take on what you're ready to take on. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys later, and hope you guys got something out of this.